In three, two, one. What's going on, folks? Welcome to 34 Questions. I'm your host, 34. And tonight we have Mundo in the building.
What's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? I hope y'all doing well. Thank you
Chilling.
for watching this.
Uh, yeah, thank you out there for tuning in. Thank you, Mundo, for coming through. For you and for
Mhm.
the folks out there who might be unfamiliar with the flow of the show, we typically do a warm up. After the warm up, we'll jump into an icebreaker. After the icebreaker, we'll turn to the wheel of fate, where we'll spin the wheel. Whichever number it lands on, that's how the conversation flows. And after all that, we'll finish out with some closeout questions. Sound good to you?
Sounds good to me. Sounds great.
Cool, man. But before we get into the warm, just want to ask you. You asked me this before we got on, but how are you doing, man? You've been doing well. You've been doing great. How you been lately?
I've been holding in the same thing with you. You feel me? I just feel like universally there's like a hard time, a hardship for everybody right now, and so I just feel like it's a good reminder that all of us are doing the best we can because that's all we really can do. But yeah, I'm just trying to find the blessings in between all the hard shit.
Yeah, yeah,
Same
no,
thing.
I got you.
Yeah, I can't complain. I can't complain. There's a lot of great things to be had in every single day.
No, no, I know. There's always the other side to it. I think for me personally, I think things are in balance. So even though it might be a tough time now, I'll be real. I had great times right before this, so it's always
Yep,
coming into balance. Um,
that's for sure.
but yeah, man. I don't know. Do you think the movement in the stars have any way of affecting us down here? Yeah.
All the time, definitely. I mean, if you think about it, that's like something that's so connected to our ancestors and how they moved. They'd watch the stars through the reflection of the water, and a lot of that is unsubconsciously carried within to us, and it. In a way, astrology is that. It's our connection to what that is. Some people have their own takes on it and see different things, but like for me at least, it's definitely such a huge tie to like something that existed before me, like, but still connects to me in some type of spiritual way.
No, I hear you. Actually, that's something I forgot. That how it's our before technology and stuff, we had
hmm
nature, and the sky was probably a huge part of how people were living their lives back in the
Yeah,
day.
that's how they tell the solstice and everything by the constellations and all that. So it's like you think about it, a lot of that plays a lot. Oh, I said a lot like three times. Oh, kind of four. But yeah, it's so important and it is part of daily life. It has to be very tied to the human experience, just life in general.
No, I got you. Yeah, I guess I gotta. I know the knowledge is out there. I just haven't done the research, but that now you got
hmm
me curious, so I'm gonna check that out.
Yeah,
But for sure, man, let's jump into the warm up. So my first,
warming up. It's getting hot in here.
my
Okay.
first question for you in the warm up window is what would you like the audience to know about you? So think of this as a disclaimer, just so folks will know from this point on, they know where you coming from.
Okay. Me as a person, I feel like I'm just a ball of light, energy, and it's very hard to keep me in one place. I love talking about things that have to do with anything with feeling. So just senses and stuff like that. Like that's why I love making music. I love art. Maybe I should start off with that. Let's stop being a little cryptic so people understand. But yeah, I love music. I love producing. I make stuff. That's why all this stuff is here. I love being handsy with stuff. I love like just creating, making things, just in general, creation, and the philosophy behind that. That's what I feel like I'm. That's me.
No.
That's me.
I got you, man. What would you say is maybe not your biggest or best creation, but one that kind of sticks out to you that you feel, you know, first one that comes to mind, I guess, after asking this
I got
question.
it right here. I got it right here. I made this for my album. It's a TV head I wear when I perform.
Yeah, yeah, I seen that, dog. I
Yes.
totally feel that shit.
Yeah, dude. I feel like that was the first time I like stepped out of my bounds I stepped really out of my bounds creatively and tried making things with my hands, not just like having an idea, like really bringing it to the physical. And I think it really inspired me to be like, oh wait, this is something I love. Like I love that as well, and it opened this whole other side of me that like I totally forgot about. And it's crazy way it really tied into like the healing of my inner child as well.
Mm.
So crazy.
Oh,
Hmm.
I want to ask, why TV head? Like, what would drive you to
Man,
that? Yeah, yeah.
definitely it's just like, at least for my generation, we grow up so much with media around us, like TV, whatever is fed within us, like a lot of the times when I talk to people and get along with people, I'm sure you do as well, you have to mention your favorite shows, your favorite things that you like, that's what connects the human experience, because a lot of us, we don't have the words anymore to really explain ourselves to people. That's what art does. It conveys a feeling instead of being told, because people love to feel more than just read. And then that's a little whole other thing, but you know what I mean. Like it's something that it's like blended us all together, but it's also realizing what is also being fed to us as well,
Mm.
because with the good stuff of us being able to connect and see these different things, there's also like subliminal messaging and like things that really flood our mind, and there's like creates fear mongering and causes people to be so unaware to their own surroundings. They get lost in this other thing. It's like now you see like when movies get put out and other things like TV shows and all that, they're funded, they have a lot of money put behind them, but they don't have a lot of meaning or intent the
Mm.
same way as they did decades before, because I think we're starting to see um, just how transactional everything is becoming within our own economy, in our world, like how the government treats us, all that stuff. So it's just like I think TV and entertainment really does symbolize a lot of like where we are as a world in the world. And so I was like, I love making music, and I think about this a lot. What would be like the perfect thing for this to be? And I was like, TV. So yeah.
No, I got you. I got you. Oh no, I hear you on that. I was thinking of making a TV head myself. Not to be on stage, but just for fun and like as a constant,
Yes.
wear it all the time.
Hmm.
Shoot, maybe when I'm doing my podcast. So I'll probably ask you
For
for some
real.
tips
Yes,
after.
sir. Yes,
Um,
sir.
yeah, I grew up on media. I'm turning 35 this year. So
Hmm.
had those decades of just like sitting in front of a TV.
Hmm.
Curious to hear from you because you said it's kind of a reflection of our society. What
Hmm.
was the your golden era of TV? Would you say?
I don't even know, to be honest. I could say shows that have like stood out to me and like have stood the test of time, like they've gotten better and better as I watch them. Avatar: The Last Airbender, I feel like that's goated. Like that is such a great show. I'm currently rewatching that right now.
No, that's a good one. Ooh, I think you paused. I don't know if you can still hear me. You there, Mundo?
It,
Oh,
oh yeah, can you hear me?
yeah, yeah. It paused for a second. I heard Avatar: The Last Airbender was goaded.
Oh yeah.
What was after that? If you don't mind.
I got you. No, the Last Airbender, it's just a great show and has great storytelling, and you can tell it has a lot of meaning put behind it. Like the building is crazy, and I think at a point, even like when Marvel movies were coming out first, and they're really like getting into the building cinematic universe. Like I really appreciated that. Like I am a comic book geek. Like I love this shit. So it's like that, seeing that come to life, like while I was a kid, like that was everything to me. But then like now I'm here as an adult and I'm seeing everything kind of being used as like a transactional thing.
Mm,
So it's just very interesting. Like I feel like I'm in like the apocalyptic world of seeing things. But yeah, it's just so crazy.
I got you. I
But
got
yeah.
you. I don't know if you're a fan of Severance, but I am. So I got a shout out tonight's the season finale. So have you seen it yet, or not yet?
No, but my sister loves that show, and what do you call it? We're making a joke. I forgot. I can't remember his name. Was there somebody named Ben in the show,
Uh,
or Penn? Something that rhymes with Penn,
yeah,
because there's we be indulging in the tree. So I call my shit the Pendrick Lamar. She calls somebody
hilarious.
named Ben or Penn
Yeah, yeah.
in that show.
I got you.
But yes.
My second question for you in the warm up Mundo is, how would you like to be honored? In other words, how would you like to be celebrated?
I was honestly really thinking about that today, like truly, because like as an artist, I can say that I love creating just to create for myself. It feels like I'm like building chapters, a legacy behind, and I think to be honored for me in a sense is to really just respect what was created. Like that's something that exists beyond me now, and whatever influence that has, as long as that's cherished in some type of way, like I can be more happy, as long as I can make an impact or influence with what I did, a positive one I should say. um it really, that's all I could really ask for.
I got you.
Everything else is on to me.
Yeah.
Shit. But yeah.
No, I hear you. I hear you. And we hear you. So now we know. And my last question for you in the warm up, Mundo, is on a scale from 1 to 10, how well do you know yourself, and how'd you get to that number?
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say
yeah.
I'm gonna say 9.5. I'm gonna say 9.5 to keep it real.
Okay, okay.
Like, because I would love to. I was gonna say 11 at first, but then I was like, knowing myself, that's a fucking lie. So then I was like, hold on, let me bring it back. I'm gonna put it 9.5, because I be keeping it 99. I don't keep it 100 all the time. I keep it like 99, because like you know people pleasing is a bitch for real, and it's something I feel like all of us deal with unsubconsciously. And I've just become a little bit more aware of like my own state of people pleasing, and
Yeah.
I'm still working through it. And I would love to just like have a bit more like control over that side of myself, like moving forward. So that's why I say I wouldn't be at a 10. But everything else, I feel very confident in what I do, and I like what I love, you know?
No,
And
for
so,
sure. I mean, honestly, that's
yes.
what I admired about your performance at that show. I felt like I could tell that like, oh, okay, this
Mm-hmm.
guy definitely comfortable in his own skin. Just
Yes, sir.
especially being the person supporting folks when just the hype of the music. And I mean, for you as an
Mm-hmm.
artist, I'm sure you know how much that means to the person performing. Just seeing someone out there
For sure.
really enjoying the music. So just props for that. Props to you for that. Um, what's it called? What was I
Thank
gonna
you,
say?
man.
I had a fleeting thought. Well, we'll get back to that if I come back to it.
All right.
I do want to ask you, when's the last time you surprised yourself? Like when maybe you didn't think you could do something, and you were like, "Oh shit, that's me. I can do that."
Damn, that's a good question. Hold on. Let me lock in real quick.
Yeah, yeah.
If I
Take your
really
time.
think about
Take
it,
your time.
damn. To be honest, when I learned to shut the fuck up, because I low key be talking a lot. Like I be a professional yapper sometimes. Like, and there's just times where honestly taking that step back and just being silent and just enjoying like life, letting life be without you having to kind of like interact with it in a way, just like you're just floating, kind of missing by, going nonverbal, I should say. Um, I don't know, like I had one of those moments recently, and I was just, it kind of like recentered myself,
Mm.
because I think I get a little too anxious sometimes and overwhelmed, and sometimes taking that step back of just trying to assess everything is gonna like drive you crazy. It's just a good moment to be like, let me chill real quick.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know?
Let me take things in. Uh,
Yeah.
I hear you.
I should say that.
I remembered what I was gonna say earlier. You mentioned being a people pleaser,
Hmm.
and I don't know if you ever
Hmm.
heard of the triangle of drama, or yeah, I think it's called the triangle of drama. Have you heard of it?
Maybe.
Okay.
I'm elaborate.
So there's like three roles in like drama, and it's a persecutor, a victim, and a rescuer. So those are like the three. That's the triangle of drama. And I think, because for
Hmm.
me, I think I'm a people pleaser too. I told you it's been a
Hmm.
rough couple of weeks. I actually started doing therapy, first time in a long time. And this is something that
Good job on that shit, man.
Thank you, thank you. But yeah, one of the things
Hmm.
that last week she shared with me was this triangle, and just reframing what I
Hmm.
thought was to be a people pleaser to be like, nah, man, it sounds like you're trying to be a rescuer, and There's that.
Mm.
There's a triangle of drama, and then the opposite of that is the empowerment dynamic. That's what they call it. So there's a way to reframe it. So the purpose is to figure out what are you acting out of anxiety versus what are you acting out of passion. So
Oh shit.
take a look at that.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Google it at some point, man. I think it's just
No, I'm gonna.
yeah.
No, it really is no, because like I'm really putting the pieces together because like there's so many archetypes that like we base our life off of, like our thought processes off of, and the warrior, the magician, like there's all these different like I love just thank God for books. Thank God for books because there's just stuff that really get it, and also like therapy as well because like there's just the way we can almost break down and compartmentalize these different pieces of ourselves so it's like easier for us to digest and understand like where we are taking the wrong steps of getting in our own way. It's a very interesting thing because like I don't know, it makes me wonder like am I the only person that thinks like this, or is there other people out there as well? And that's why I make the music, like I hope people resonate like with how much I be overthinking. Like I hope there's other overthinkers out there.
Dude, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, here I am. I'm one of them, and I made a sticker for that said overthinker on it, and it was probably the most popular thing that people wanted. Like my project's called Hella Hungry, but now they wanted the overthinker sticker. So I think that's there's a thing behind that, man. And I don't know if it's just we're all what's it called, super stimulated with everything that we have, so our minds are just running and it's used to doing that. So like taking a pause or meditating, like I try to meditate, but I don't think I've mastered it, and maybe I'm not doing it properly or doing it consistently enough. But it's hard to stop thinking.
Yes, yes, it is. And like, man, that's like my biggest enemy right now because the thing about it, it's like I could complain about different things that are going on in my life, like, oh, this is going wrong, this is not how it was supposed to be going or whatever. But at the end of the day, what's really getting me to think that way is my thoughts. And a lot of the times we just step our own way and feed ourselves this false reality that we want to believe because we feel some sort of guilt that's like something that's totally somewhere else, but it has to find its way through. It's like water, like whatever, it's gonna find its way to go through like a crack, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just this reassessing of where we're at, redefining and building a new foundation for ourselves, understanding that we can always change within every day we get to live on. This day is the only thing we have promised, and we can always make the change within the present moment. A lot of people have a hard time coming to terms with the power that they hold within the present moment. That they can be like, oh yeah, I could just stop doing this thing that's been holding me back for years. But it's so comfortable, and comfortability is a huge thing that kills a lot of growth.
Ooh.
So
No,
yeah.
I hear you. And maybe I'll get a chance to talk about it later. But I feel like I'm in that boat. But yeah, man, let's move on.
We all are, man.
Yeah.
Indeed, we all are.
I'll save that question for later. We'll jump into the icebreaker, man. So here you'll have 34 seconds to do as many as you can of a this or that or word association. Which way are you going?
Okay. This is the first question?
No, I'm asking, are you feeling a this or that or a word association challenge?
Oh.
Yeah.
This or that.
All right, I got you. Here we go.
Or that.
In 3, 2, 1. Pause time or rewind time?
Oh, pause time.
Vacation or staycation? Oh.
No. I'll keep it. I have to go with it. Wait, what was it? Staycation or vacation?
Yeah, staycation or vacation.
Vacation. I love traveling.
Hang out with little kids or old folks?
Old folks forever.
Group hangout or one-on-one hangout?
Oh no! Did I freeze?
No, you did not freeze. You did. Oh, you good?
We back?
We back, man. We back.
Oh my god, dude! I just keep on getting cooked out here. My connection hates me.
No, you good, man. I mean, I jumped out too, just so maybe we just both need a
Yes.
refresh. But it's all good. It's all good.
All right, bet. All right.
Anyways, your 34 seconds were up.
Yeah, I only got like two.
Now you good, man. I saw that you had some time to think about the pause time or rewind time. Yeah. What was your
Yeah,
thought process through that?
man. Cause I was like pause time, but then I was like, do I really want to pause time? Because like at first I was thinking about it like, I don't want to rewind time because I don't care to change any of my mistakes. But also, I don't know what the fuck I'd pause time for, to be honest. Like, only thing I'll do is just probably like take cool pictures or something. Like, that's the only thing I could think of. Like, or like maybe like I don't know. The only thing like capture things that are only like 1 second moments. You know what I mean? Like live in those a little bit more. But I don't know. I honestly would take rewind time now that I think about it. But I'm not changing none of my past though. I'd probably just go like visit big historical moments or something.
No, I got you.
Yeah.
I actually was thinking of pause time as being like being able to move super fast, because like you can
Oh.
totally work on an album while time is paused, and like
I
that's
didn't even think of that.
that's how I interpret it. But yeah.
That's smart as fuck. Nah, cause why didn't I think of that? I was just thinking about like, oh, like I could just look around and like shit be like frozen. Like, man, why I could really just make hella shit with it. Oh my god, that's
That's fun too, though. Like, taking the, like we said earlier, not thinking, not being
Mm-hmm.
stimulated. You could just see everything as it is. I'm sure there's benefit
Exactly.
to that too. But nah, I would totally like, you talked about traveling. You could be there
Yeah.
in a minute,
Mm-hmm. For real. Yeah, you can chill there forever. You don't gotta pay no rent. I
Yeah,
was like, I lived there for you wouldn't even understand.
yeah. And then one more follow up for you, mate. I asked, hang out with little kids or old folks? Why'd you choose old
Mhm.
folks?
Man, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like they just get me sometimes. Like I just feel like I'm like, no, I don't know. Like ever since I was a kid, I just felt like I'd just be like cool or whatever. I feel like I'm like sound like fucking Jaden Smith when he was talking to Big Boy. Where he's like, can we just talk about the political economic state of the world or whatever? That shit was so stupid. But like on some real shit, like, hey,
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
gonna lie. And I don't know, they take things a little bit more serious, and I don't know. I think they find it interesting when I like have something to say. Whereas like if I bring up something a little bit more like I don't know out there, somebody my age is probably gonna be like, or like little kids, they'll be like, yeah, but like, can we go play or do some shit over here? Like they're not gonna give a fuck. And also like, I don't know. I got a lot of younger like people in my family, and they're always like dickheads to me. Like they love picking on me, and I'm just always like, I love you guys, but you guys gotta stop a little bit. You guys doing a little bit much. So
You gotta chill.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
No, I got you. Yeah. Now, I don't know. I hear about the old folks, but I think one thing, man, about the old folks,
Mhm,
like how they interact with you. It sounds like, yeah, they're serious, but I think they see, at least what I've seen. I don't know if I'm older
mhm.
than you. We're around the same age, but it's kind of like, yeah, I get that, because through experience, I think you realize that you just authenticity is what really matters the most. So like, I think when old folks see that in younger people, when I see it in younger people than me,
Mhm.
I'm like, yo, I fuck with you because you understand that already,
Yeah.
and you're not afraid to embrace it. Um, so yeah,
Yes.
man, I think you got some old folks seeing that in you, and maybe that's
I'm an
why.
old soul.
Yeah.
I probably built them pyramids.
Who knows, man? What's it called?
Uh,
Yeah, reincarnation is an interesting topic as well.
for sure.
But yeah, we should move on over to the wheel.
Let's
So
go.
what's it called? Just so you know, if there's a question that's too deep or something you don't want to talk about, feel free to pass. All right.
All right.
But I hope you'd want to. So we'll
Let's
give it a
see.
spin.
Ooh.
That was dope.
What can make you cry?
Yeah.
A good ass movie, a good ass song, a good ass art piece, somebody expressing themselves very well. Honestly, a lot of things.
Mm.
A lot of things. I'm a crier. I'm not gonna lie. Like there be some times where it's just like I go in my room and then I feel the weight of everything that I felt, and be like, all right, it's time to purge this bitch out. And so, like, you know, it's important. It's an important thing, and I like giving it its due time. So yes,
I got
any of those things, art mainly.
I was gonna say, yeah, I agree. I think for me, like we talked about media, TV, and stuff being such a huge part of our lives. Um, that's the way for me to express my feelings. I don't think I'm a big crier in like my personal private moments, but damn, if I s- if for some reason a scene or action or actor just hits the right, words, like the writing's just hella good. It's
It's a
man,
whole moment.
yeah, yeah,
It's a
yeah.
whole moment, and you get engulfed into it, and that's why I don't know, like that's what makes art, and that's why I love it.
What
Yes.
is there a scene or movie that you've seen recently that made you feel that way?
Fuck, I'm not gonna lie. I just watched Mickey 17.
How was
That was a
that?
great movie. That
Okay.
was a great movie. Honestly, like the way it touched on themes of just like how we live our life now and how desolate things are. It's like it's very much an allegory for how everything's going on in the world. And I don't know. I just think there's very touching scenes in there that like showed that there's so much beauty that can be found in like almost an apocalyptic world. You know, there's so much love still to be experienced, and I think there's just like I don't want to spoil any of it, but there's just a scene in there that really got me there, and I was like, "Fuck, this is great. This that real shit."
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Speaking to me. Yeah, I know you, there was a scene. I know you haven't seen it, but there's a scene in Severance where one of the characters, he's like looking in the mirror, and he's saying like, "You need to let go of your childish follies, grow up," and then he just repeats it over and over again in the mirror, and I'm like, "Fuck, dude."
Fuck, and nah, for real though. There
Yeah.
was another. Have you ever watched Beef?
Yeah, I remember. Remind me of the scene though. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's the ending scene, I believe, where they're both in the woods and everything. They're the whole psychedelic like little trip they had. Like that was, I think, was very touching to me as well because like it was just like this stripping of layers of like
Yeah.
their own anger, and it shows a lot of like how people think. You know, like a lot of people get in fights, and it's very fucking redundant. Like it's so unneeded, but we don't understand that because we want to state our claim. We want to make sure that we feel heard, and we'll do that by any means, and that defies like right or wrong a lot of the time. So yes,
I got you.
I think art shows a lot of the flaws within our own culture.
For sure. For sure. Uh, let's talk about. I had a question about your music.
Yes.
When I saw your set, it seemed like you had a very eclectic, you know, you know, different types of songs out there, and I think
Yes.
something for everybody. I would say.
hmm
Yeah, I mean, what would you say is your influences when it comes to your music?
Man, so I think for me, this is how it started, right? This is how it started. It's all from my family because basically, like, my mom's, she loves music, and she had so much of a love for like early 80s 90s R&B and soul, and then like also a love for hip hop, like 90s hip hop. So like I know a bunch of that, and then my dad, he loves oldies and 90s hip hop, so their knowledge of what they lived through, they told me all of that, like all their favorite moments, and that's what I grew up with. Like I just thought that was common knowledge for people, but then apparently, like as I got older, I was like, oh, I guess not. And so I think that just was a huge thing for me. And then my sister was a huge influence on how like the early 2000s like Neptune's era of music, like all the hitters, like the radio bops, you feel me, all that stuff, like all that stuff really came to me, and I could see like a lot of things I liked from there. And then me, when it finally got to like as I started getting older and I started to find my own taste, I was like, wait, oh yeah. And also like my sister, she's was there when like Frank Ocean was first coming out, like Tyler, like all the Rockhampton people, all that era of music like that. And so that was a huge play into like, damn, this is like hard ass music, but it's like taken from this. So it like showed me, opened a door like of like, oh, this is something I could do because these people are just like me. And so I think from there, I just did my own deep diving within the music. I would like look up um, more unknown people within the eras that my family liked. They're like, my parents, we all grew up on in California, so we all like West Side music and all that stuff. So I did a lot more digging on like '90s East Coast music. So I just got to dive deep into a little bit more things, more alternative stuff. I would like go back to things that I thought were interesting when I was younger, like gorillas and stuff, because like I'd catch them on like VH1 or MTV, and I'd be like, these people are cool, but I know nothing about them. I don't have no internet. This is like when internet wasn't like big like that, and I wasn't allowed on like YouTube. Motherfuckers thought YouTube was like some like kidnapping site or something. So it was like, no, you're not allowed to be on there. So like I'd just be like, well, that was a cool song. Guess I'll never see it again. And so like rediscovering old music that I like heard when I was younger but didn't know nothing about was huge. And then when I started producing, then I just started like digging into like even more stuff that was like farther away from whatever, because like I would just like start falling in love with like Italian lounge jazz music. What do you call it? Fusion, Japanese fusion. What else? I'm trying to think of other ones. Albanian music go crazy too, and then like just a lot of different cultures, and just listening to different things within the 70s and 80s, and seeing like how each like big impact of like music and how it shapes everything worldly, because like there'd be songs that you can tell they were very inspired by another song that came out around the same time, but they just have like the same feel and rhythm. And so it's just a very interesting thing. Like I started to see that like there's patterns within all the art that we consume, and a lot of people, it's this common cycle, and once you kind of catch on to it, you kind of catch the flow of like how people think and stuff. So
yeah, the energy's out there. I think like, let's say you have an idea, it might be somebody else out there thinking the same thoughts and connecting the same dots.
Exactly. The only thing that separates like really me and that person is that I took the step to take that there. It's like we don't really own any of the ideas we do. All we do is just express them and create them, and people are able to resonate with them or not. And that's really all a role of the artist is.
Yeah, no,
We're vessels.
You ever feel like you got an idea stolen from you? Like,
oh, for sure. For sure.
Like
it happens.
Was it a song? Was it a show? Was it,
I feel like definitely like song ideas, like implements of different things, because like I'm very technical with myself. Like I love like diving very deep into things, and when somebody like, say I made a song and I had this one idea, a couple months passed by, a bigger artist would put something out and it'll be kind of similar in that way, and it'll be like, damn, that motherfucker just took away all the oomph from my shit. Yeah. But then it's like you can feel that way, but then it's like, I don't know, there's so many accounts of like, there's a word for it where like people have the same idea and then it's just very linear. And I just think like, bro, a lot of people just think the damn same, and like the more and more we can just appreciate the idea within itself, and it being like, oh nah, like that was my, unless it's some real shit, because I don't fuck with people like stealing ideas and shit. Like that's still very weird. Like intentionally doing that is crazy, but yeah, the unintentional shit, it's very interesting. I just be like, wow, like the world is very mysterious.
No, bro, I for me, I don't, that movie called In Time with Justin Timberlake?
Yeah.
I will say, and this is one of those ideas that I felt like, I feel like stolen is such a harsh word, but we had the same thought, because I would say in college I was telling somebody like, yo, what if there was a movie where like time is money and money is time? And then I was making these connections of like, you got this family who's newborn, only has like 5 years left, but they're like middle class, but their great aunt was like some rich billionaire who's like connected to someone who's like a drug dealer, because they were born with such a big amount of time that they can just spend money, or like they can sell their time so they could just keep buying drugs. Anyway, those three story arcs were all connected somehow. And and then so I had that idea, and then a couple years later that In Time came out, and I'm just like, god damn, dude.
Like why you gonna beat me to the chase like that? I couldn't even get my shit on. Like, yeah.
But exactly, like you said, it's just because the idea is similar, it's not like that wasn't the story that they told, like the one that I had in mind. So really, there's
Yeah.
not a lot really stopping me from doing it because we've seen a lot of
Yeah.
renditions of like Twilight Zone and stuff. Yeah.
Yes. And also, I just think it's like, if we allow big corporations to keep on making remakes and different things of all that stuff, like artists shouldn't be fighting over reiterations of the same topic, because there's always something new that can be heard within a different message.
Mm-hmm.
Like no one ever is gonna tell the same story. So I just think like we shouldn't like permit like pulling people down and stuff like that. It sucks. And I just think there's other people like big corporations and stuff that are trying to profit off of us, and it sucks. But I just think if you have that idea, hey, I think you can conduct it very well. You got my vote. I'll watch that movie.
I appreciate that, man. One day, I'm not letting go of
Uh-huh.
that. I still think maybe I'll start off with like little shorts or something that like builds the world, right? And then
Exactly.
could get who knows, man. Yeah, me and my home
34 Questions Cinematic Universe. Come on.
34th universe for sure.
The
Let me
34U.
34U, man.
Mm-hmm.
I will give the wheel another spin for you.
Let's go. Spin that bitch. Yeah.
Oh, is it the same one? Oh, you got a double. I gotta spin it again.
You know I had to double it.
I wish I had like a prize for that.
What was school like for you? All right, we letting it out.
I got
We
you.
letting it out. Okay. So right. I hated school. I hate school. But I didn't do bad. I had good grades because, like I understood what was going on. I just didn't like people. I didn't really like people. And I think that stopped me a lot from interacting and like really just like being in the moment. I would just be so judgmental, and I would never try to share my opinions. So it just felt like this constant loop of like, and like not doing anything about it, like, and so it kind of just put me in this bubble where I kind of just like couldn't open up. I couldn't open up at all. And I don't know, like I think also when I grew up, the school I went to, it was like a charter school and shit, and like the kids that went there, their parents would have like want them to be like doctors and shit and all that. And like I think, I don't know, like I'm not saying that my parents didn't want great for me, but like I don't think their living of life was not my living of life, like it was very different. I don't know about like class wise and shit, but it just felt very weird. Like I just felt very like something about you is different, and I was like, oh, what the fuck? Like I don't know. And so I just felt very like isolated. Yes.
That's how people were approaching you, like, oh, you're different, or
yeah, not saying like they're like, this would be the one thing people would be saying, like they'd be like, oh, like, man, Mundo, I didn't know you were cool, I thought you were hella weird before. And I'd be like, well, what the fuck? like what?
I got you.
Like,
yeah.
yes, like I just think I stood out, but a lot of people didn't understand like how standing out was, so they just couldn't like really fit me into anything, And I think it scared people to kind of interact with me. I'm not gonna say like I didn't have friends. Like I had people I hung out with and shit, but it just felt like, I don't know,
A little out of place.
very
man.
interesting.
Yeah.
I felt out of place. I could definitely say that.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
for other people, I feel like no one really had like a problem with me. That's what I'm saying. I think I just was like in this internal battle going around in school for some reason. Like, motherfucker, do your damn homework. Like,
I
but
got you.
yeah, definitely.
How would you say you've changed since those school years?
I definitely opened up. Like, honestly, I think I wasn't making music until I think my junior or sophomore year. And I just remember like that was like definitely like when I started to actually like interact with people. And then I started to understand like how people perceived me and stuff, because I actually started like talking to people, like
Yeah.
I didn't like just like wasn't off in the corner and shit, So I think the more I got comfortable with my own self-expression and stuff, it really like pushed me to be a bit more like just open, and actually like enjoy people, allow myself to enjoy people, because a lot of the judgments I had on people, it was really one-sided, you know, like a lot of the times, like when I speak from places in my music now where it's like, oh, I'm saying this, like, fuck you, this, because I fucking used to think like that, you know, like I'm speaking from personal experience. And so I feel like I've done a lot of growing as a person. And I think it's important. Like it's very important for everybody to do. And I'm just glad that I was able to find that awareness now, because I honestly think things would be going fucking horrible for me if I had the brain I had when I was like in high school, you know?
I hear you. I mean,
Yes.
I maybe would have opened different doors. But I hear you, man, and I'm glad that you feel like you've had some growth there. Uh,
Definitely.
yeah, school was, I mean, for me, and I think it sounds like the people you were around weren't, the most welcoming folks.
Yeah.
Um, I was lucky enough to go to a public school that was pretty small. We had like
Oh.
200 seniors in my graduating class, something like that. So it was really
Mhm.
nice to feel like I had grew up with them from freshman to senior year. Um, but yeah, I was definitely a different person back then too. I, I
Mhm.
I can't judge if it's for the better or for the worse at the moment. Um, but yeah, man, our inner child's just
Yeah,
really
no,
awesome.
and that's what I'm saying. It's just crazy because like I think every step that you look back at within your life, you can see a reflection of your own inner child and how it was interacting with your environment, you know, because that's really all it is. And you can tell the stasis of like it's like your own health, your own emotional health, because when you start to act out, that's when you know you're not taking care of yourself. And then when you're finally in peace and all that, and you're actually willing to sit with yourself, you know that you're in a calm state and you're actually in touch with your inner child. So I think, I don't know, like it's a very interesting observation that I hope a lot of people like pay attention to through their day and day of like being like, damn, like would me at 6 years old co-sign this shit? You know what I mean? Like would he fuck with this? You know?
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah. I feel you. I would hope that, and I like to think that my inner child would appreciate the things I'm doing. Not everything, but
yeah,
my dreams are still alive. So I think my inner child would appreciate that.
yeah, definitely.
All right, bro.
Bam, 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 bam.
We have about like 10 minutes left in the pod.
Okay.
This next part, we're actually gonna move on to the next stage. It's called the 34th mantra.
All right,
So
bet.
the phrase is I am, I can, I will. I want you to fill that out
All
for
right.
yourself. Like I am blank, I can blank, I will blank. And whenever you're ready, let it rip. But this is you speaking to the universe.
I am music. I can do it. And then what was the third one?
I will.
And I will use it.
That's,
I am music. I will do it, and I will use it.
let's go, man. Let's go. Oh,
That's why we do it.
Bam, 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 bam.
that audio is there for you to use. Hopefully, maybe a sample or alarm. You could,
I am. I'm definitely gonna use that shit.
it was dope.
Hell
Man.
yeah.
You brought it, man. You brought it. Cool. We have made it to the closeout. I just got 3 more questions just to close it out for you. This next one is actually from my previous guest. So shout out to Akari.
Ooh.
I don't know if you know the singer Akari, but if you need to
Perhaps.
find a collaboration, you should reach out to her.
I'm not opposed.
Her question for you is, what's one thing that you do every day that keeps you going?
I'm not gonna lie. Most motherfuckers think I'm gonna say music, but I'm not gonna lie. Stretching.
Damn, you stretch every day. How long you stretch for, dog?
You gotta get at least like 10 minutes. Sometimes I don't do it like every morning, but I always find a day where I'm getting the stretching. You know, like you gotta get your hammies in, you gotta get your legs. You want to do at least like 10 minutes, 15 minutes. You gotta get your body activated. You know, it's very important because like, look, I love making music, but if I got carpal tunnel and I can't move my hands to make these beats, then nothing's coming out. If I can't perform when I'm on the mic, then there's nothing. If I can't use my voice, you know, because like it plays into everything, your internal organs, your actual muscles, your body. So I don't know, stretching for sure.
No, I got you. That's something I have yet to work into my daily life. I know how important it is. What I hate, because I do try to get my beast mode on.
Mm-hmm.
but I haven't stretched, and I can tell how I'm limited sometimes, and I'm like, damn, I
Definitely.
need to stretch more. Maybe I don't hate it enough because I haven't really committed to it, but yeah,
Hmm.
good on you for stretching, dog.
Hey, bro, I'm telling you, it makes a huge difference. Like you're gonna probably stop having migraines and stuff like that. Just saying, just try it. Just try it.
I got you, man. I got you. My next question for you, Mundo, is what would you like to ask the next guest on 34 Questions?
Fuck.
You got one? It's
Um.
coming. Take your time.
Um. Fuck. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on.
You got it. You got
What? I gotta think. Let's see.
it. No pressure. You know, there's a whole range of
Mhm.
questions people have left behind, but you know, I understand if you want to make it juicy.
No, I'm just trying to think, man. When was the last time you felt like you were honest with yourself?
I got you. When was the last time you felt honest with yourself?
Yeah.
That's heavy right there. I got you. So, I do like to answer, you know, this last question as well. When was the last time I was honest with myself? In my mind, I think a lot of times this week. You know, we talked about the froze on me. I got you, Mundo. I'll wait. Ooh, maybe I'll hop off and hop back in. Mundo, we back?
Yes, dude, we were so like we were there. I don't know why Google want to fight me. What's up? What's up, computer? All right.
No worries. What's it called? It could last us the next few minutes. But
Okay.
well, I was answering the question. When was the last time you
Yes.
felt honest with yourself? I was gonna say this week. I think has been the most I've been honest in my mind, and I think it's because of that triangle of drama I was telling you about earlier, where it's just been in the back of my mind, man. Every time
No, definitely.
situations came up, I was just like, oh shit, this is another
You
time.
see it.
Yeah, dude.
You literally see it.
I see it more.
It's crazy.
And I'm reflecting on it, man. And I can't wait for my next session because I want to let them know, like, what do I do now that I know this and I realize it?
No, please.
And I'm like,
Are we gone?
no. Yeah, I was saying that I was being honest with myself this week because now I can see, you know, the reason why I'm doing
Yes,
things.
you see the signs.
And I'm trying to like tell myself, like, how do I change from this? I see it and these opportunities still come up. I still act the same way. But now I feel like I would like some tools to try to, you know, break those habits. But yeah, that's all. But thank you for that question. I think
That's some real shit. Yeah, no, I commend you on that too. You know, I just think it takes a lot of energy and it takes a lot of courage to be able to do those things, to really face yourself and put a lot of awareness to your own surroundings and seeing how that's affecting you. Because, you know, like a lot of people don't understand how much energy they are really giving out to their outside world. You know, it really does take a lot out of you. You wonder why everybody's so exhausted, you know, when they get home. It's not because they they could have worked a long hour and stuff, but sometimes you could stay at home, you go outside once you're like, hate this shit already. It's energetic. But yeah.
I hear you, dog. But no, I'm super curious, and I don't know if I'll be able to add this to the wheel, but I just might. What's it called? But here we are at the last question of the pod, man. 100, 200, 300 years from now, our descendants are watching this video. What is your message to the future?
I hope y'all doing good, and I hope like y'all got your shit figured out. Because I'm not gonna lie, like things are kind of fucked right now. A lot of people don't want to listen to this shit. I just hope the message gets through. We have people that are living their life full of love, and we have places where community can feel real and authentic. I hope y'all doing well. I hope you're appreciating all the things that are around you. I did this for y'all, motherfuckers. We love y'all. Pass Mundo out.
They hear.
That's what I'd say to them. That's what I'd say to them.
They hear you, man. They hear you. What's it called? Any last things you'd like to add before we head out of here, man? Put your plugs in too, you know.
If you guys love life, I hope you guys are having a great day. But if you want to find things that I'm involved in, you could find me under any social media. It's going to be at Mundo Got No Style. That's MundoGotNostyle. Yes, sir. That's me. So yes, that's where you can find all my stuff. If you like clothes and you like supporting local artists, small artists and stuff, MundoSupermarket.com. I got all different types of stuff on there, and I have all my music free for download on there as well. So all that stuff, go enjoy it. Thank you for having me on as well. Like a big appreciation. I love
34 questions.
I need to sample
But
that,
yes.
dog. And no, thank you. I appreciate you coming by. I had fun in this conversation. I hope you did too.
I did, yes.
Cool, man. And I don't know if you like. I'm thinking about doing some kind of series later down the road where I have artists just break down lyrics. I'm a big lyric person. So
I would love that.
I could give you my interpretation. You give me what you were hoping to, put out there. That would be dope. So yeah, I'll loop you in
Yes.
when I'm ready to do something like that.
I'll be there. Just text me. I'll be there.
I got you.
And I swear my internet will act right this time, man. I'm gonna talk to him. I'm gonna be like, what's your problem? Why you give me such a hard time right now, man?
Well, hopefully my next evolution is doing stuff in person, so maybe we can avoid all the internet issues.
Yes.
If it works out, we can make it happen.
Hell yeah.
But man, thank you again, Mundo. I want to thank all the folks out there listening on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. If you're watching on YouTube,
Hell yeah.
appreciate your time as well. I don't know. I'm really against working with the algorithm, but I'm gonna say it, and I'm gonna start saying it just to see what happens. But please like, subscribe, and do all that good stuff. If leave a comment.
You better like this shit, or I'm gonna find you. I'm so serious. Don't. Hey, it takes one click to do that, just to support somebody. Don't act like you're too good for it. Have a great day. I love you.
It's amazing how many people do it for a lot of other channels, So I guess
So you better do it. There ain't no excuse. Just do it.
If you do, I'd appreciate it. But please remember to reach out, reach forward. As always, much love. And we'll catch you guys next time on 34 Questions. Peace.
Peace.
And it fades out from there, man.